Welcome to 3D Learning. The topic is health. This is video 6 out of 10. This is a flipped learning class, which means students will watch a video, 10 videos, and then come to class after each one. They will do work at home from the book provided on the web page. In the end, we want to do a video debate. Who will benefit and whose rights are to be held as more important. That's not the statement, but that's the direction that we are going and want to debate in the end. In this first graphic, students will make statements about the main topic they chose earlier. Statements are the core of every debate. Sometimes debates will have questions, but in this one, students will make statements and build on those statements with opposing ideas, rebuttal, and continued statements. A sample is in the book. Make sure you make one for each person in the team. So, everybody should have the book. There's one copy. You can print it out. It's very simple. But you want to expand the statement so that there's one statement for each team member. If you have 5 members, there are 3 in the book, you want 5. You have to expand it. So make not only one copy, but make your own copy on the side. This is important because as a team, you present the idea. You present your argument as a team, but each argument has different pieces. And individually, you will have pieces which are statements that you want to bring and argue. And so, that's why we have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 different statements, one for each person, and you will argue down from that. You will build your statement into the argument. You're going to find research to support what you are saying and prepare opposing views. Coordination of all that information, of all your team information, has to be the same. So it's crucial that everybody has that statement and you're opposing under, but they're all focused on the same main point. The information is always changeable. You know, as you research and as you find more ideas, maybe your statement is wrong. You want to change it, so you change it. And you find support that is easier to defend. Everything is changeable. In the discussion, the statement graphic is, are food allergies a problem or becoming a problem in today's society? That's the beginning question. Is it true that allergies are a problem? Why develop honey without bees and milk without cows if it's not a problem? Maybe it's becoming a problem. So you want to do some research as to what kind of issues are there associated with this new technology. Your answer would be, I think food allergies are increasing every year because... So, in this answer, you are assuming that allergies are becoming a problem. It's increasing every year. Is that true? Where did you find it? In our debate, the I think will not be wanted. You don't want to say, I think. I read, I know, this person wrote. That's what you want to start thinking like. Don't just disagree. Okay? I think, increasing every year is just another statement. But you want to answer with not I think if you can. So, you need to do a little bit of research to finish that. Can you finish it? Go around your team and see if you can find 5 different answers to that. Okay? Do it with your team. Write down, remember, note-taking is number 1. Note-taking, whatever arguments that your team is coming with, write them down. Then you can say, John said this, Sue said that. Susie, Susie Q, she said this, and I disagree with this because, and where is your support? Oh, I think, no. Thinking is not, that's an assumption. You're being vague. You want very precise things in a debate. So you want to start thinking already about how to support your position, how to support your idea. If you think food allergies are increasing every year, how do you support that? So food DNA is a really good center point, because that's the whole issue of allergies. If we change the DNA, you don't have to have any allergies. You can go to the store and buy food. You can order it online. It's not a big problem. And it's general enough to use for discussion. Food DNA is a very big topic, and so it's easy to discuss. The problem is, maybe you don't know enough about food DNA. So you have to do some research. And so, you understand, there are 3 ideas here. Maybe you need more. You should have 1 for every team member. What are the limitations of food allergies? How do they affect lives? How does changing the DNA, how will it enhance the quality of life? Now, if you have 5 topics, 5 people, you need 2 more topics. But these are really good starting points. When you're researching, you don't want to research the big topic. You want to research small piece of the topic that you will defend. So you choose. Your team chooses what area you will defend, and you research that area. And that makes it much easier to research, because food DNA is such a big topic. And most of what you eat in the store has already had changed food DNA. You probably don't know that, but it's true. Original DNA products in the store are rare. They are all changed so that they're bigger, or a certain shape or color, or DNA is changed to make sure that they don't go bad, or they ripen at a certain time. Everything has DNA changed over the years. Now, we don't need years. We just put it in the laboratory and we can change it quickly. So, how will that affect lives? How will it enhance the quality of life? And you can have some more topics. You need 2 if you have 5. That's what we want. That's what you do this week. When developing an argument, you need to transcend time, which means that the idea may be the same, but the object may have changed. Allergies used to be like, oh, you have food allergy to tomatoes, so you don't eat tomatoes. You have you have a milk allergy. A lot of people have milk allergies. And we don't need cows anymore, according to the story. So, the time, past and present and future, milk allergies are not going to go away. In fact, in the answer here, food allergies are increasing, so probably milk allergies will be increasing. But the object may have changed. Now we can do DNA, so milk is the object. But not just the protein, we can just we can change the DNA so that it doesn't have to go through such a big process. So, think of common elements. In all of these, there are some common elements. So research, talk about it with your team. Everything is about your team. Talk about it with your team. Write notes. Take notes. So when you come to class, you are ready to do this. And in your graph, you can fill out your graph much better. In the graphic, to help this process, a sample has been started. I put it in the book so you can see 3 statements. If you want to change them, change them. Remember, it's all changeable. If you have more than 3, you have 5, then you need to have 2 more. Just put 2 more. Talk about it with your team. Each team should have their own separate topic, and as you develop your topic, you're going to have opposition ideas, opposing views. They come from the articles you're going to read and research. And if you just put opposing views of blah blah blah, Google will give you lots of information. And read for specific information. Don't read the whole article. Look at the argument. What's 1 or 2 points to support, then go to the next one. They are talking points, and they will answer the question, how do food allergies affect people? That's just one, remember? How do food allergies affect people? That was one of our points before. Another one is, how does DNA change the quality of life? So you can put your question here. In the second row is your opposing team. Your opposition argument. Now, if you have a small 5-person team already, that's all in your class, it's all one team, then you want to create and discover your opposing team's ideas. You don't have to be ignorant or blind to your opposition team. They will come with different arguments, and you want to know those arguments so you can defend, because you have the statement, and then you have the opposition, and then you have a statement about the opposition topic. And so you want to start thinking in this process, working through the idea. And that will be as against the opposing team. And do it together. Find out what kind of arguments, if every person has one argument, what opposing arguments can you find for yours? Maybe you can find 2 or 3. Your teammate maybe needs some help. Help your teammate. And the third is the first team will refute the against point. So you have a statement, and then number 2, you have your opposition, and then you have response to your opposition plus adding a point. That's what you want to do today. In this week, you want to work through that with your team. When you come to class, you want to use that time to talk about and one by one, back and forth, so that every point has an opposition and a response to the opposition plus a new point. If you make a similar graph on a piece of paper, make one for you, just one piece of paper for you, because you need space to write your arguments. And then if you put them all together in smaller boxes and you work it down, then you can create your argument. And remember, if you want just a sheet, put your very 2 or 3 words, okay? Like your outline. So this is the first point to work with. This is when you're starting to think about how the debate works. There should be at least one major point for each team to manage. You can do it. A team is more than one person, and of course it depends on the size of the debate group. So if you have 10 in your class, maybe you have 2 teams, or 4 teams, but 4 teams with 10 is only 2 people, and that makes it kind of difficult. So if you have a small group, 5 people, you have 1 team, but maybe you can split it for practice to 3 and 2. Write out your discussion graph. That's why you want 1 point for you. You want 1 paper for you, so that you can write out as many words as possible, highlighting the key words. Key words are important. Key words help you go back and find information in the real debate. You hear something, and you want to make a point because it's your turn and you have to respond, then you want to have those key points easy for reference, not lots and lots of words. But you want to write it out so that you can first speak it. Just read it. Okay? It gives you a better view and precise directions. This makes researching material efficient. Material efficient means that you have lots of material, but not all the material is what you need. You want only specific material. So you collect a lot of material and then choose 2 or 3 that have the argument you want. Because they will all have arguments, but are they the ones you want? And so you regroup when in the debate itself, and material efficient helps you find that information quickly, so that, because in a debate you don't have a lot of time. You need to have that very quick response issue. This is the graph. Allergies in the first line, food allergies is our topic. You can say food DNA. You can rewrite the food allergies idea. That's easy. But only 1 or 2 words, okay? Just don't make a sentence. This is just a topic, just a very focal point. That's the smallest point, and everything focuses on that. So allergies are becoming more common. Changing food's DNA is key to better health. So you make the statement, allergies are becoming more common. That was the answer to before, to the question. And your solution is changing a food's DNA. Second, another person, quality of life is more important than originality. So now you're looking at quality of life. So quality of life is better than original products. Is that true? In this story, quality of life this is true, because original quality still has allergies. People are allergic to it. So the quality of life is, I have a better quality if I can tweak the DNA. And third, life without allergies is nice, but changing DNA is a slippery slope, which means if you start changing DNA with milk and honey, you're going to change DNA in everything, maybe including you and me. We have a lot of, that slippery slope. You start here and then you just slowly go, and soon it's going faster and we do everything. Team B responds against this statement. 1, 2, 3. You need opposition with support for each one. So what's your opposing argument? If you want to make opposing, find information. That's this week. Find information. And then the bottom, Team A refutes the response, which means that you are going to oppose the response. You're going to say, that's not true, okay? I disagree. I disagree is a really good, better debate than, I don't think so. You have to use a little bit of nice words. So you oppose the response and add a new point, and it should match what you said before, just different. So it has to 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And so you should have a little bit in the story. If you go to the original story, you'll probably find links from the publisher or the article or the browser to give similar ideas in different papers or different research, and so it will help you do it faster. This week, you have made a graphic to connect your arguments. Now you're starting to connect your arguments. It's going to be building better and better. And like I said, information might change. Just make sure you change all the information as it follows and flows. You added more information to communicate your arguments through rebuttals or opposing views. That's a rebuttal. opposing views. You have begun to practice thinking for the debate. You're starting to understand the process and the way you talk and think, how the debate will work. Do you feel ready? Probably not. But every week you'll be ready. Go do the research. Go build your graphic. Go answer the questions. Stay focused. Video 7 is coming.